Hey everyone, today I have a stack of card panels here, A2 size, because I'm going to make I think like 5 cards. And I have these large candles from Bath and Body Works, well, one of them. It's the 3-wick candle. And the tops of these candles, like the lids, have these gorgeous Christmas designs on the Christmas candles anyways. I have this beautiful one that is a new candle that I have not used yet. And then I'm going to bring in a lid from a candle that I had last year that I have stamped Christmas cards with last year, but I'm going to stamp again and make a couple cards with that lid as well. Now these don't always give a perfect impression, but I like how they turned out. So this one I'm using the VersaFine Clair Tulip Red. Look at that, looks really nice. And then I'm going to do another panel with that same lid and the same ink. But this time I'm using some tinsel red sparkly embossing powder. You will see later on in the video that I guess I did not heat it up long enough because it was rubbing off, so I'll rub it off later on in the video. For the next 3 panels, I'm going to use the new lid, and I'm using VersaFine Clair Monarch ink. And that's stamped beautifully. And the next 2 panels that I stamp here, I guess I didn't press down hard enough, so it just gave partial images, but I like the look of that and I can do something with it. So here's the last one. So now I'm just going to bring out some stamp sets and figure out what I wanted to use. I do have already die cut this black glitter cardstock Merry Christmas sentiment. And it is from the Avery L Santa Tags die. And I also had a red one that I cut out, but I don't actually end up using that one. But I am going to pull out a small Merry Christmas stamp from this Simple Stories Holiday Life stamp set. But first I decided I wanted a matte layer in black behind that, so I started cutting that panel down, and that's the one that was embossed with the red tinsel embossing powder that didn't stick on there. So I just rubbed it off and I decided to just ink up some red on there. And now I'm just cutting some black cardstock down to fit the panel. And I just wanted just a little thin black border. So I adhered the card onto the black and then kind of trimmed it down, now sticking it onto the card base. And then I'm adding that die cut Merry Christmas from the black glitter cardstock. And then I'll set that one aside for now. Now I decided I wanted some red on the edges of this and I wanted it to kind of bleed into there, so I really pressed the ink pad on there. And the purple one, I'm just lightly dabbing the edges in some purple. And I'm stamping the Merry Christmas with VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. And then I grabbed a pre-die cut little tag there and stamped the Merry Christmas again for another card. And for this one, I'm using a stamp set from Recollections that has a stamp that says, "Oh, come all you faithful," and I stamped it with WOW embossing ink and metallic gold WOW embossing powder. Heat set that. And I'm trimming it down a little bit because I'm going to put this one on a purple card base. So I just wanted a slight purple border. And then I actually decided I wanted to ink up the edges of that with embossing ink and dip it in gold embossing powder to match the sentiment. So I'm just doing one side at a time there, one edge at a time, and I'm just dipping the edge into the embossing powder once I ink it up there. And that one is ready to be glued onto that purple card base. Now, because that card base is purple, I am taking a white panel and stamping the inside sentiment from the 'Tis the Season Stampendous stamp set and gluing that front panel down while the inside one dries. And then I will glue the Merry Christmas tag sentiment on, glue this panel onto this card, and I needed to trim this white inside panel down a little bit and then glue it inside that purple card. And then for this last card, I decided to just lightly ink up the panel with purple. And then I've got another stamp from that Recollections set that I stamped in purple. And I will also lightly ink up the edges of that, also with the purple ink. And then now I am just choosing different inside sentiments to stamp on the inside of each of the cards, and I'm using the VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink to stamp each of them. And now that those are done, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this panel onto that card base and then trim down the last inside panel because I do have two purple card base cards. So here are the 5 cards. Now I've taken out some diamond art gems and I'm just positioning some, deciding where I want them, gluing some on, and then I do go ahead with the next 3 cards and kind of position some, but I decide I don't want them on every card. So I think I only glue them onto 2 of the purple cards. So here are the 5 cards that I made using the lids of the Bath & Body Works large 3-wick candles as stamps. So I'll just give a close-up shot of each of them so you can see the detail. And the inside says, "May your family enjoy a special season filled with love, joy, and peace." And then this one inside says, "Warmest greetings of the season and every good wish for the coming year." And then this, "O come all you faithful," on the inside says, "May the miracle of Christmas fill your heart with wonder and joy." And the Christmas blessings one on the inside says, "Wishing you the warm and wonderful blessings of Christmas." And this last Merry Christmas one also says, "Wishing you the warm and wonderful blessings of Christmas" inside. Anyways, thanks for watching and have a wonderful, peaceful day.